What's up, gang? It's your man Key here, and we are locked in back with another episode of Key Success Podcast. I'm your host, Keandre Kennerson. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode. I am extremely glad and happy to be back in front of this camera with you guys. Hope everyone had a lovely and beautiful Thanksgiving. Happy holidays to everyone out there. Hope you guys ate good, but you guys should not be eating that damn turkey, Thanksgiving food, cakes, pies, and all that. No, it's done. It's over with. Let's wait till next year. You guys gonna mess up your stomachs. Mind you, my last day was Saturday after I watched college football. So trust me, throw that out. Your stomach's gonna thank me for that. But you guys know how this works, man. We're gonna lock in into a couple of topics. If you guys want to drop comment down below anything you might agree, disagree, have an opinion with, and yeah, let's get straight to it. First topic I want to get into is I want to give my raw reaction to the movie Killers of the Flower Moon. If you guys didn't know, this movie was out the day before my birthday, October 20th, and it ended, I want to say, around the end of November. And this movie, mind you, was 3.5 hours long. Pretty long movie. But if you guys haven't seen movies like Marvel, Avengers, Infinity War, or Endgame, then it shouldn't be nothing to you. But it was really, really good, well shot, directed movie. If you guys didn't know, Academy Award winners across the board when it comes to this cast: Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro. It's based on a true story about the Osage tribe. This tribe that came to Oklahoma. It's based on the families of Native Americans and how they were treated back then, especially when they struck oil on their land, and how a lot of negative things came when it came to riches. So if you guys haven't watched, go look at the trailer. Doesn't give any too much spoilers. I'm not going to give spoilers as well, but it's a very, very, very informational and beautiful movie. So I encourage everyone to go see it. 10 out of 10. Beautiful. And I will be watching again. So that's my thoughts on that. Next thing I want to get into, a couple of artists with new music out. I'm going to start off with Flowers. Gunna has been killing it since he's got out of jail. Whatever you guys want to say about him, oh, he's a rat. Oh, he's the reason YSL is broken up. Oh, he has Young Thug in jail. You guys, whatever you want to say, he is killing every single thing that he's putting out. Since his Wanna album, since DS4, A Gift and a Curse, which should be album of the year, in my estimation, this year. This new single he produced with Run That Back Turbo called Bachelor, fire, and he's just been killing it. Also, DMV native Brent Faiyaz has the Larger Than Life album. Shout out to him. A couple of great songs on that album as well on the R&B side, but it doesn't hold a candle to one of my favorites, Chris Brown, with his 11:11 album. 22 songs. We don't know how much the deluxe is gonna have. Came out on November 11th. Fire across the board, and you can tell that Chris Brown is the true king of this R&B stuff. And shout out to Drake, man, with J. Cole as well. You guys haven't checked out the First Person Shooter video. Fire. I'll give that one music video of the year as well. And Drake again for dropping Scary Hours 3 ahead on the back end of his For All the Dogs album, which was a great send-off, especially for those who say, oh, he's singing too much on this album. Oh, he just wants the anthems. Oh, he's soft. He's doing this. He's doing the dance hall stuff. Well, you guys can't say anything. He dropped 6 tracks, and they're straight heat. All bars. He went in crazy. And he, mind you, he said he dropped this in 5 days. So just really imagine when he can put the time and the effort in to do something that he loves to do. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to Cole. Shout out to the both of them, man. Especially because they're both going to be coming back on tour in the year 2024, next year, with the Big as the What tour. And I was skeptical at first. I was supposed to go to the Drake concert, It's All a Blur tour with 21 Savage, but it ended up getting postponed twice. Got my money back on a refund, and I got a better deal this time around with J. Cole and going on the second night of a back-to-back. So shout out to y'all that's going to be there. Smoothie King Center, January 30th, 8 o'clock, tap in. I'm going to be in there, man. Let's vibe, let's turn up, and let's celebrate and give flowers to. Hope J. Cole is there as well on the second night, but let's just give flowers to these two incredible artists of this generation and of all time. Just two GOATs, if you ask me. And next thing I want to talk about is as Thanksgiving just passed, I want to give you guys on what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for me being here, healthy, having food on the table, clothes on my backs, a roof over my head, and just thankful for the opportunities that I've had in my life that have come up for me. If you guys haven't known, this year has been a real struggle for me, especially after my grandmother passed away in March. And for you guys who don't know, I lost my current part-time job that I liked. It was okay, but it didn't really serve my purpose, especially in what I'm doing now, especially with broadcasting and communications at UL, and also growing this platform in a podcast channel, Keisha Says Podcast. So I believe that everything happens for a reason, and it was God's timing in a way. So I lost my job with that, and I've got a new gig now with the UL ESPN Plus crew at the Raging Cajun School, and shout out to everyone out there. And I just want to say that everything happens for a reason, and I know that there are bigger and better opportunities out there, not just for me, but for everyone, especially when you are prayed up and when you have a real close relationship with God. Anything is possible, and you can do anything through Christ who strengthens you. And I just want to say that I'm extremely blessed, extremely grateful to still be here and living and stepping into my purpose. And I know with God in the forefront, there's nothing I can't do. And it's exciting for me because I've been wanting this for a very long time, and I see it intuition, and it's happening right before my very eyes. And I just want to say that I love you, Jesus, for everything that you've done for me. I can't thank you enough. Extremely blessed and grateful to still be pushing, and I'm not going to stop because you've done so much for me, and I just want to return the favor. So shout out to everyone for that. Next thing I want to talk about is a little word of advice, is that lessons can be learned from a loss just as much from a win. And when I say that, when we look at our wins, sometimes we give it a small retrospective look, and we don't take as much from a win. But how we win versus how we lose. And when we do lose, we need to learn how to lose with class, with grace, with dignity, because it shows us our character and how we are as a person. And that matters at the end of the day, especially when you are dealing with people or by yourself on a consistent basis and where you want to go in life with your career. So I just want to give those words of advice to anyone out there. And also some advice about things to talk about before you get into either a relationship or marriage. I just want to say that you have to learn your partner. Learn your partner on the basis of things like the kid situation. Are they ready to have kids? Do they even want kids? Yes or no? Living situation, how they are with their family, how they are when they're happy, how they are when they're upset, mad. You need to know the person inside and out. And I always use this advice for myself and for other people. Establish a friendship first. And once you establish that friendship, if you guys both decide to get into a serious relationship or marriage, then it's going to make everything 10 times better. Because at least at the end of the day, you're going to know this person. And you're going to know them so well that you know how to go through every situation possible to make sure that you guys are still here and still locked in to work on certain things, no matter how big or how small they may be. So that's just what I want to bring to you guys as well. Next thing, this is kind of a no free promo, but I just guys want to show you guys, for all my guys out there, I bought these clippers on the TikTok shop. Mind you, these clippers right here was less than $5, I want to say. And yeah, I found it very convenient, especially for a travel size. There's just a button right here that you just press. It's portable. Comes with a cleaning oil, brush to clean it with, guards, and a charger as well. And I just found it very convenient. If you guys, it's date night, looking a little rough, and don't have time to go to the barber, kind of shape up. Can't mess up too well. Convenient, stay sharp on the go. These are called Vintage T9 Clippers on TikTok shop. Guys, go look it up, type in. I don't know if I'm gonna start using these yet. I would say I'm very kind of clumsy. I'm gonna wait till after the holidays because I'm not trying to mess myself up. But you guys out there who are very skilled, tap in with it. Guys, go check it out. And there's also other clippers out there, the Andes, the Fast Fees. You guys know, but for something portable on the go, something that easy for the beginners like me, can't go nothing wrong with it. So shout out to TikTok for that. And speaking of TikTok, there was something weird that I found very, very interesting. So I was talking to my friend the other day, and I brought up, for some reason, Cox Internet. And I kid you not, what I found when I went on TikTok, the first ad that popped up was, can you guess it? Yep, Cox Internet. So I say that to say that the government is freaking watching us, whether we want to admit it or not. And I just want to say, be cautious of what you say on your platform, because they have the power to destroy you and take you down just like that. So it's very real. And I just want to say, stay cautious, because it can become a very scary thing. That's just my belief of it. You guys believe on what you want to believe in it or not, but that's just my take on it. Next thing I want to talk about is I want to speak on anxiety as a kid and how it transitioned for better or for worse as an adult. I'm going to share my story personally. Shout out to everyone in middle school. Magnet Academy for Cultural Arts, which is MACA in Opelousas, was an arts program school, and also Beauchamp High School in Arnoldville, Louisiana. Shout out to y'all. Y'all have made me the person that I am today because of my experiences. I'm not going to say I was bullied, but it's high school, middle school. Everyone goes through their phases. And as you can see, I've grown up and glowed up from my past experiences as high school and middle school. I wasn't saying I was bullied, but I just went through a couple of tough, socially awkward kind of situations that I know that any normal kid would struggle to. And it's how you go through those obstacles that's going to toughen you up, and that's going to make you stronger and make you better as a human being. And I just want to say shout out to everyone out there in my life that grew up with me. Always had my circle small, but it was some real ones, and there's still some real ones on that side. You guys know who you are. And I just want to say that for any kid out there that may be going through anxiety, just know that you're not alone. And if you need to speak up or talk to someone about it, do so. If you need to take medication, it's no shame. It's nothing to be ashamed of, embarrassed of. It's a part of life, something that a lot of people go through, and it's something that you can be commended. And I just want to be an inspiration out there to any young or old man, woman, young boy, young girl, teenager, doesn't matter. You can have anxiety, and you can sweat a lot, and you can go through any uncomfortable phase that you may go through, and you can just have physical appearances, whether you have a gap in your teeth or whether your lips get chapped enough or whatever you have. You just know how to deal with it, and you appreciate the shortcomings, and you appreciate the falls through a wide lens, because you know that those same things are going to help you become a better man or a better woman. And I appreciate that from my standpoint, and I hope that this finds someone out there and pushes them to be great as well. So next thing I want to talk about is the importance of how podcasts have grown, especially in the last couple years. Now, you guys know when COVID-19 struck, and in 2020, we were all trapped in the house, couldn't really go anywhere, and we've seen a rise of platforms, especially on TikTok, if I could remember, and especially on podcasts. And I would say that I've been contemplating on doing this podcast for a long time. Was very scared to push the button, and I did. And shout out for the people who not only does podcasts, but also took a chance on their businesses and growth as well. And they are making a great living for themselves and their families. So shout out to them. But I just want to say, if it wasn't for you guys taking the initiative of growing your channels and your platforms, especially at a tough time that we were all trapped in the house and there was an airborne illness going around, which was COVID-19, then personally I would say that I don't know if I would push the button and even be doing this. So shout out to y'all, because y'all the real go-getters, and y'all the ones that inspired me to do this. And I'm very appreciative of it. Next thing I want to talk about is I want to give relationship advice for myself when it comes to me, and maybe it could be the same for you. But when it comes to dating and getting to know someone on a serious level, there's two standards that I always keep in mind, and it will never change based on the person that I am. Is one, I have to communicate with you. Especially as a Libra, I'm very clingy. I don't know how that works for any other sign or any other person out there, but I'm in school for broadcasting or communications. Like, it's all set up for me. I have to communicate with you, and I have to trust you. If I can't do those two things, then it's going to be very hard from the jump to decide whether we should get in a relationship or not. And I hope that you guys can take what I say with a grain of salt and just learn how to communicate with your partner. Learn their likes, their dislikes, their love language. I'm telling you, it's something so small that you can see, that you can create, and it's something that's going to help you with your relationship in the future, whether you want to keep that relationship or not. And I feel that we give up too easy, and we want to quit on someone without learning who that someone really is from the start. And that's a disservice to them and you. So shout out to everyone that's doing the real hard work to keep their relationships alive, strong, well, and healthy. And I commend you guys for that wholeheartedly. Next thing I want to talk about is my man Diddy, man. Shout out to Sean Diddy Combs, his family, but he was in the news for physical abuse, accusations, rape, and sex trafficking with his former girlfriend that he had a relationship with, Cassie. They had a lawsuit case that was settled, and now, Diddy, he is very popular, large celebrity, has a lot of money, power, and you've seen, well, I've seen that a lot of podcasts haven't talked about this situation, like The Breakfast Club, Joe Budden podcast. And it's crazy because we were down someone like the actor Jonathan Majors for what he went through with his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend situation, and now his name is shattered and dragged through the mud, and he has to literally build himself back up because he was becoming a huge star. And now just because someone tore him down, false accusations that they found to be, then now he has to literally start all over again. But I don't know the details. Diddy heard a lot of stuff about you, but at the same time, if you did it, I say just go get some help. You're better than that. And if you didn't, just keep your head down, keep God in the forefront, stay grounded with your loved ones, and you're going to get through this. So that's just want to get my take on that. And next thing I want to talk about is having a relationship with God at a young age, is especially in this generation, is extremely important. For me, for myself, I've always been raised in the church, and I'm grateful for that, for me and my family. And that's something that I want to pursue when I have my own family someday with my wife and my kids. As a black man, we go through a lot. We are literally placed behind the 8 ball as soon as we stepped into this world. And I just want to say that to have someone that we believe in, God and Jesus, the Almighty, to have someone that's going to help us get through the day and get through this journey and path called life, is something that's very encouraging. That's something that's very sacrilegious that we need to get through, because we are faced with a lot of adversity as soon as we step into this world. And as a black man, I just tell you, if you're not tapped in, if you don't have the best relationship with God, I'll tell you, go to church, pray more, go to your loved ones' graves, just tap in spiritually, emotionally, mentally, not just physically or financially. Yeah, those are the quote unquote hard things to do, but at the same time, it's easy. It's about your mindset at the end of the day, and how you are mentally, and how you prepare yourself mentally as a man, as a woman, especially a black man or woman in this day of age. And that's something that I believe that we don't talk about as much. And for me, I'm not speaking for anyone else, but I know with him in my life, with God and Jesus in my life, they have done wonders for me. And I can't thank them enough for everything that's happened to me in my past, everything that's happened to me in the present. And I know that I'm built and I'm going to be ready for better things in the future. So shout out to them as well. Next thing I want to talk about is the Josh Giddey situation. He is a basketball player who plays for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And apparently he slept with a 15-year-old woman. Girl, sorry. But I found that situation not talked about in the NBA circles nowadays. But it's very funny, if you guys aren't tapped into the sports world, how everyone has something to say about Ja Morant and the situation he went through a couple times with the Memphis Grizzlies, especially during the season and the off season, when he was held holding a gun in videos with his friends in neighborhoods. Again, I'm going to give Josh Giddey the benefit of the doubt. Innocent until proven guilty, but Josh Giddey, if you are found guilty of these accusations, then you should be ashamed of yourself, and you should also seek help, and you should also receive punishment for this serious act. And if not, then you're going to have to build your name back to the reputation that it deserves. But that's just how life works in this day of age. We have to be careful about who we are with and who are we surrounded by, because that's going to make or break us at the end of the day. And that's something that we need to be mindful and careful of. So it's not fair, but it's the truth. And at the end of the day, that's something that we call life. So, but that's all the time that I have for you guys today on this episode of Keys to Success Podcast. If you guys have anything you guys want to share, comment down below, like, share, subscribe on the video. And I want to say thank you guys for me letting me be the key to your hearts. And I will see you next time. Thank you.